Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most, well, literally extreme transformations in the entire botanical world. We're going to track the incredible biological journey of the Carolina Reaper, taking it all the way from a completely unassuming little seed right up to its terrifying final form as the world's hottest pepper. Just listen to this quote from our source material. From this tiny seed will come one of the most feared foods on the entire planet. I mean, that framing just perfectly sets the dramatic stakes here, right? We are looking at a plant that starts its life looking so innocent, so fragile, yet it eventually yields something truly formidable. Eight, 8 seconds. That is the sheer speed at which we can view this entire biological process, and it's honestly mind-blowing. The source material manages to capture this massive, extreme transformation from a tiny seed to the final fiery fruit in a single cinematic 8-second time-lapse sequence. It takes just 8 seconds to witness what usually takes a home gardener months of really careful daily cultivation. So, here's our chronological botanical journey. We start with a seedling on day 1, move to blooming flowers weeks later, watch the green pods form months after that, all the way to the final red pepper harvest. And the crazy thing for home gardeners is that this extreme progression, literally growing a world record holder, can happen quietly, right in a standard pot on your living room windowsill. Let's start at the very beginning. Stage 1, the harmless little seedling. So down in the soil, a white root visibly emerges and pushes downward to anchor itself, while at the exact same time a pale green shoot pushes upward. Now, if you're growing this at home, this dual action means you need to ensure your soil is loose enough for that fragile shoot to break through, but firm enough for the roots to actually get a grip. It's just a brilliant biological dual action of rooting down and reaching up. For those of you trying this at home, nailing these early growth requirements is absolutely crucial. To get that shoot to successfully break through, you basically need 3 things: rich, dark soil, warm grow lights positioned directly above to cast a really nurturing glow, and a stable indoor setup like a standard windowsill pot. These practical environmental elements are non-negotiable for kickstarting this incredible journey. Moving right along to stage 2, leaves and star-shaped flowers. You're going to see these dark green serrated leaves unfurling pretty rapidly along the stem, followed closely by small white star-shaped flowers. For the home gardener, you really want to monitor those little yellow centers because that means successful pollination is possible. Honestly, to anyone else, sitting there against a soft, blurred indoor setup illuminated by bright, warm light, it just looks like a perfectly innocent, totally harmless houseplant. 2 million. I really want you to let that astronomical number sink in for a second. Every single one of those tiny, delicate white flowers we were just talking about is going to become a pod capable of measuring over 2 million on the Scoville heat scale. That is an almost incomprehensible level of spice just waiting to be born. It's like looking at a before and after picture you can barely believe. It brilliantly illustrates the extreme botanical transformation happening right before our eyes. On one side, you have the stage 2 flowers, small, white, star-shaped, and completely harmless. And then, on the other side, the final pods, glossy red, deep wrinkles, that infamous pointed tail, and extreme, dangerous heat. It is almost hard to wrap your head around the fact that they are the exact same plant. All right, stage 3, building the heat compound. Now those small green pods start swelling up right behind where the faded flowers were. The smooth green skin gradually develops this subtle, rougher texture, and you start seeing little hints of orange at the tips. For the gardeners out there, this is your crucial window to maintain really consistent watering. When that warm, directional light highlights this glossy, shifting surface, it's signaling that a major internal chemical change is well underway. Our source material pairs this exact moment with a tense, heartbeat-like audio pulse and delivers this super ominous quote. As the pod grows, it begins building the compound that will make it nearly impossible to eat. So that innocent, swelling green pod, it is literally chemically arming itself. And finally, stage 4, the terrifying final form. So what does this final transformation actually look like for the home grower waiting to harvest? Well, the skin shifts rapidly from a subtle orange to a deep, almost blood-like glossy red. Deep wrinkles and creases dramatically form all across the surface, and finally you get a small, curling, pointed tail right at the tip. Under dramatic lighting, those deep wrinkles and that unmistakable pointed tail literally act as nature's ultimate warning signs. Stay away. So after all that, what exactly have we grown? The Carolina Reaper, the official world record holder for the hottest pepper ever measured. It is so ridiculously potent, so unbelievably spicy, that eating just one whole pepper has reportedly sent people to the hospital with symptoms resembling an actual heart attack. It is an extreme, record-breaking force of nature, and as we've seen, you can meticulously cultivate it right from a seed in an indoor pot. Which brings us to a really fascinating question to wrap up on. If a tiny seed on a windowsill can transform into a hospital-sending record breaker, what else is nature capable of? It's just a brilliant reminder that incredible, almost terrifying power often comes from the most unassuming beginnings. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope this deep dive into the Carolina Reaper leaves you totally amazed by the botanical wonders growing all around us.